Got a lot to cover today. We got Supreme Court decisions. I'm not going to beat that dead horse. It is what it is, but we'll talk about it a little bit because it's in the news. Going to talk a little bit about American patriotism. Why July 4th, 250 celebration? We need to get it out there. We need to remind patriots that we're not those pussies in France. We're not the British that have given up. We're not all these other countries that just cry, piss, and moan that it's over because we lost a little bit. We have been the country to take it all the way to the limit, kick ass, come home, have a beer. And that's part of, been looking at this all week, and I've been watching all the network news and all the other shenanigans. And I see people talking negatively about Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and his firing of generals. And they're concerned, dismayed. They don't understand. Well, let me see if I can lay it out for these boneheads in Congress that have never served a day in their freaking life. I realize there are members of Congress that have, and they probably will agree with me on this issue. But when you have these non-serving idiots, some of these governors going out and scratching their head, well, we just don't know what's going on with the Secretary of War. Well, maybe they need to pull their head out of their ass and ask a veteran. I'm sick and tired of these organizations. Oh, we support veterans and we really, yeah, you don't do fucko. You just don't. And I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing it all the time. I'm tired of these congressmen going out. And I can speak freely now because I'm no longer, well, I am still an elected representative, but I'm no longer voting on bills. So my opinion is my opinion. I can say what I want. I will keep it clean and factual and to the point. But let me just tell these people what the core function of the United States military is. Number one, I'm not going to bash any of the branches like we do. You know, Army, we're always picking on everybody. Marines think they're the best. All that nonsense. No, we're not going to do that today. It's fun. It's funny. We all do it within reason and camaraderie. But the core function of the entire United States military, including Space Force, it's not a social engineering platform. It's not political message. It's not climate activism. It's not diversity management, bureaucratic bullshit. The core function is to fight and win nation wars. The military exists. The sole function of the military is to close with and destroy the enemy. That's right. Destroy the enemy. To defend the Constitution, the United States of America, protect the homeland and American interests across the globe. We do this on orders from the commander-in-chief, the president, with speed, discipline, violence of action, and overwhelming force. Main key thing to understand is lethality. We win by killing the enemy. We don't win by diversity. We don't win by, well, we're going to stop climate change. Every single dollar we spend, every training hour, every leader needs to know that every promotion, every weapon system, every policy must be judged on one standard, one stand alone. Does it make the force more capable? Does it make us more ready to fight? Does it make us more disciplined in battle and able to take that lethality, push it out across the globe, and kill our enemy? If it doesn't contribute to that combat readiness mission, it is obsolete. It is not needed. Bottom line. Anything else just weakens the discipline and morale of our fighting force. Pete knows this. I should say the secretary knows this. The American people didn't fund the Department of Defense for a social experiment like the left tries to make happen all the time. They funded to produce a mission-capable killing machine. That is it. That is what we do. So we go and blow shit up, kill the enemy, come home, have a beer. That's the mission. Defend the nation, win the war, protect the Constitution, and never allow politics, ideology, or weakness to compromise the fighting force. So you have these congressmen going on TV, and like I said, they're dismayed, they're upset. Well, we don't know why he's doing this. We just don't understand his actions. Well, let me tell you what his actions, this is from my perspective. I have not spoken with the secretary. I've not spoken with anybody at the Pentagon on this, but I can tell you like 99% of every other sergeant major out there will tell you that this needs to be done. These 4 stars, some of these 3 stars, that are out there pushing agenda items. We don't need it. We don't need it at all. CQ Brown. Well, everybody complained, pissed and moaned, but this guy, he is a DEI race policy. He put out a statement when George Floyd was killed because he was on drugs and overdosed, and he put out a statement on that. That is not something that a general should do. You keep your mouth shut, you answer orders as the commander in chief, and you make sure our army is able to kill at a moment's notice. What was it? Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Lisa Franchetti. So she's been, quote, the diversity hire representation. Her main emphasis, well, I'm the first female CNO used in this world. Well, I'm the first woman to ever be chief of naval operations. Don't give a shit. Maybe you got there because you were competent. Maybe you got there because you were a Biden DEI hire. Who knows? Who knows? But if you were competent, you wouldn't have to throw sex into it. You would say, I am the chief of naval operations because I am the best fucking thing we got. But no, well, I'm the first woman. I'm the first female. Don't need you. Go home. James Self, U.S. Air Force, fired in February 2025. This was something else, man. This guy, DEI Association, but he was in a leadership program with AF's Special Operations community, and we saw the decline in that community, and you could hear it talking to the members. And where does that decline start? It starts at the top with ideology. Well, maybe everybody gets a chance. No, that dude didn't meet the minimum standard. He gets no chance. He's sent home. Come back and try it again. You're a great American. Thanks for trying out. Go get stronger, faster, better, and we'll try it again later. We're not going to give you a chance just because of DEI. Lieutenant General Plummer, also Air Force. Okay, this guy's a JAG officer. Law of war gatekeeper. Could it be that his policies in combat, rules of engagement were not that good and maybe cost people their lives because, well, we're scared to fire? No, bullshit. The law of war says we win. Bottom line, your ass is out. I don't want to go through the whole list. There was a couple. There was one. And I did a little research, and Chris Donahue, CD Donahue, he was forced into early retirement. He was Ukraine, NATO, Afghan commander, U.S. Army, Europe and Africa. There had to be some other stuff because he wasn't a DEI guy. He was a strong leader, but was he leading in the direction that we wanted? Well, the SecDef obviously thinks not, and he's gone. But at that stage of the game, if you're a 3 or 4 star vice admiral, rear admiral, you've served your time. You did your job. You're a great American. You stuck it out. You worked your way to the top. Thank you for your service. But when things change and we need to move rapidly and you're not part of that change, you're gone. And that goes for every command sergeant major out there. If you're not on board with the program, fill out your retirement sheet, send it into HRC. They will process it. When it's time, it's time. Firing 10 officers is not a big deal. Firing 10 generals has just rocked the boat. Apparently, these politicians that have never served can't figure out. We're doing a course change. Recruitment is as high as it's ever been. It's at the top of their numbers. You have recruiters that meet their goal 6 months in. We've never had that. They're going on vacation because their nut is met. Their job is done. They can't put any more into that billet right now because it's full. So obviously they're doing something right, and we should leave them alone. Leave the war fighting to war fighters. You go do politics. You don't need to understand it. You just need to fund it. Because like Pelosi said, well, we got to pass it to see what's in it. That's the mentality you assholes bring to the table. We're not doing that. The military knows, senior leadership knows how to close with and destroy the enemy. But you've infused all this DEI nonsense in there and all your little ideological programs and all your little test things that is not needed in the military. Never was, never has been. There's never been a place for it. Okay, with that, I'm pissed off. I'm gonna move on. We got a lot more to cover. So my weekly ad fits right into this. Isn't it funny that this weekly ad fits into almost every narrative? I don't build narratives. I report facts. I'm reporting the facts, and this ad supports the facts every single week. So this should tell you this is real. So you know how it starts off. Let me ask you something personal. How'd you sleep last night? I mean, really, did you wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about bills? Of course you did. Everybody does. At some point, we're thinking about groceries costing twice so much, especially beef prices going crazy from time to time. This is not imaginary. Everything's more expensive. What money you had saved up to 2020 already is lost. Now, the ad wants me to say 22%, but if you follow the economy, you know it's 24% now of its value. It's not opinion, that's facts. Documented economic fact. It's reality. Everything we're seeing, there's no signs it's going to stop. Why? Because it's the government. Yes, all government. Your savings just don't shrink on their own. They're getting robbed slowly and quietly by the hidden tax called inflation. We know it's real, we know it's there. The Constitution was written to protect the fruits of your labor, the right to your property, everything that we work for, but inflation still gets in there and erodes that. Here's another concern most people don't fully understand. Most retirement accounts are 100% tied to the stock market. When it drops, your savings drop. When it panics, your savings is in full panic mode and there's nothing you can do about it. But is there? There's something you can do. You can defend what you built, diversify your position with gold, physical gold, real tangible gold, the kind that you can hold in your hand, doesn't care about the Dow, doesn't care about Washington, doesn't care about any of that. Augusta Precious Metals, folks. So that's where it's at. Clear leaders in the field. They've been doing this for thousands of Americans, many years. They're triple A plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. So they have been protecting families for decades. They'll walk you through everything, 3 easy steps. They'll handle the paperwork. It stays in your 401k, stays in your IRA, no taxes, no penalties. To get the free, that's right, free information gold guide, it's easy. Go to johnsgold.com or text John 35052. No pressure, just clear information. Let me tell you what a customer said, and this is a real customer. Thanks to Augusta, I feel confident. Why does he feel confident about his retirement now? Because he has tangible gold, something that he can do to give him peace of mind. It's in his safe. It's there. It's not changing in value. It's always going to be there. It isn't about gold as a speculative investment. It's about peace of mind, knowing that if everything else fails, I've got something in my safe, tangible gold, the kind that can protect your savings from the very inflation that's eroding it. Augusta Precious Metals, get the free gold guide, no pushy calls, just straightforward information. That's how it works for folks. johnsgold.com or text John 35052. Understand your options, see what Augusta can do for you, make that difference in your life. Okay, we got that out of the way, and it's relevant. Always relevant every time. It's not a sales gimmick, folks. It is the truth. Okay. So moving on. I kind of laid it out a little bit earlier. Got a video clip. I'm going to play it. I'll tell you when we're going to play it, but I want to talk about it a little bit first. So this clip is going to piss you off. It's going to make you really angry, and it should. Now, I'm not bashing Newsmax. I'm not bashing the program. I watched that program. He's a good pundit, good head on his shoulders, speaks a lot of truth. But I got mad when I saw this clip, not just because of the clip, but some of the words in the clip. So let's play it right here.
Dearborn, Michigan yesterday, a city of over 100,000 people, a city that was once largely white, largely Christian, like so much of America. Tonight, it is over 45% Muslim. looks frightening or intimidating, it is supposed to. This is also in Rashida Tlaib's district. She is a Muslim member of Congress. If you look, you'll notice not a single American flag. Dearborn, Michigan, home to America's largest mosque, where restaurants and businesses have signs written in Arabic. In Michigan, where meat is banned in public schools. Dearborn, Michigan is lost. It's gone. It's not coming back. A city where the Muslim population isn't interested in assimilation or the American dream. They're not. They are interested in taking over, and they have.
Okay, what was said in that clip that we've lost Dearborn, Michigan? We haven't lost anything. 45%? Well, that's not 50%. That's not 60%. This is the United States of America. We don't lose. Are we in a battle with radical Islam and these Muslims taking over everything? Well, we are. Can we win? Yes, we can win. We're not going to just admit defeat and go down without a fight. Like I said, we're not France. Come on, people. We're on the edge of 4th of July. We're celebrating 250 years as a sovereign nation that kicked ass of the largest superpower of their time, being England. And we can do it again. We don't have to allow the Muslims to win. We don't have to allow China to win. What is this defeatist attitude? I just don't get it. I mean, I understand it's being taught in schools and anti-American bias and socialism is being pushed in schools. Last week's episode, the Democrats were angry because they're being taken over by the Communist Party and radical Islam. I mean, we called that, and I never thought I'd be on the same sheet of music with some of the crazy lefties, but you hear them saying the same thing. Oh, wait a minute, our party's being taken over. We got to do something. We got to do something right now. Well, you brought that shit on yourself. And do you think the American people are just going to stand by and keep voting communism? We're very tolerant, very busy people. We will be pushed and pushed and pushed into a corner. And then at some point, we call it. No more pushing, get out of the way. And it's going to happen. I believe we're being led down the road of some kind of civil war. Is it kinetic? I don't know. Maybe we get to that point. If you push us far enough, it will be. But there's going to be a point where people go to the voting box and they overwhelm the cheat with a percentage of numbers that just can't be beaten. And they vote in every single conservative from top to bottom. The Supreme Court gets changed. Everything will be far, far to the right. And we will push such measures through that even a lot of far righters wouldn't agree with, just to prove a point, because that's what we do. You push us far enough, we'll go to the extremes. We will close with and destroy the enemy, whether it be with kinetic operations or with political operations. We will put the left in such a hard place that they don't recover for years and years and years. The right has, we've documented this. We've seen it coming. We've been talking about it. We get made fun of. And, someone told me once, and my wife even mentioned this to me, when you're 2 steps ahead, you look like a genius. When you're 3 steps ahead, you're crazy. I've been 3 steps ahead on some of this, and I've been called crazy. I've been called all the names in the world. I've been threatened. But, it was 2 years ago, I posted the candidates for Arizona legislature that were endorsed by the Communist Party. People said, well, they'll take an endorsement from anybody. They're not really communist. Well, bullshit. They are. Told you they were several years ago. You didn't believe me, but yep, I was right. We'll find that. Well, you know what? Let's post that right here. We'll post that picture right here. Those are the ones. Now there are more. There are more of them standing with Stalin, and they get elected to the Arizona State House and the Senate. But back then, he's a crazy right-wing nut job. There's no way this is true. Oh, hell, that's not happening. Well, it happened. They're in. You see the policy they push. I was right all along. So if you don't like it, too bad. I was right. They were wrong. And now a lot of the quote, mainstream Democrats, the Kennedy Democrats, are like, what's going on here? We're electing communists. We're getting rid of our moderates. Well, they were never moderate to begin with, but we're getting rid of our moderates and we're putting in Democrat socialists. Well, they're just communists. Well, you're 100% right. They're just communists, but you did it to yourselves. Okay. Supreme Court ruling, birthright citizenship. We know those two would flip. We never expected to win this. I know there's a backup plan, but let me just end this clip with this, end this portion with this. The original wording from the drafter of the 14th Amendment, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. That part was left out. John Roberts, sneaky little bastard, left that out. And the state wherein they reside. So if you're a tourist, if you're a Chinese spy coming here to pop out a kid and fly home, you're not a resident of that state. Therefore, you are not under the jurisdiction of the United States of America. It's pretty simple. I'm not a lawyer, but I can read the plain language written that John Roberts seemed to omit in his decision. Now, it was picked up by, others, but yeah, it's a setback. We knew it wasn't going to fly. Trump did the best he could, but can it be changed? Yeah. Are we just going to give up on this issue and allow spies to come over here, pop out kids that could later run for office? Absolutely not. For me, I would close the borders to anybody. If you're 6 months or more pregnant, you ain't coming. No visa for you. Stay home, have your kid, then come in. That's how I'd handle it. I'd close the borders down because the executive branch has that power. That's just me. What are we going to do? So with all that, I'm going to end it this week on this. True American patriots do not give up. We don't just acquiesce to the ideological powers of the left. We don't quit. We don't say, well, China won. They might win a battle here and there. The lefties win a battle here and there, but they are not going to win this war. We are going to maintain the United States of America as a sovereign nation and a representative republic, not a 51% democracy like the left wants. We're going to win this all the way through and through. Do not give up. Don't fall prey to the false narratives and the lefty narratives that they push. Don't vote for any Democrats, any communists. Don't vote for a Democrat at all. Even if you're a Democrat, send them a message that you don't want to be involved with the Communist Party. That'll teach them a lesson. Then they'll start kicking those folks out. They'll have to be a third party. They'll have to run as, quote, Democrat socialist. Everyone that thinks I'm wrong on this, just listen to the leader of the Democrat Socialist Party. He says they are using the Democrats as a platform to get their candidates in office. You know what? We ought to show that video right here. Matter of fact, we will. Let's show it right now. We'll pull that video in. Didn't have that one planned, but we're going to stick it in there. So you see the words. Listen to the words. See him say it.
Our candidates run as Democrats. We're on the Democratic Party ballot line. We contest the primaries. And when they're in the legislature, they're part of the Democratic Party caucus. But we don't agree with the way the Democratic Party establishment organizes or runs its party apparatus. And so we try to build independence by focusing on volunteer-led movement. We think that everyone should be able to be trained and to become someone who can participate in the political process. And we don't really think that Democratic Party campaigns in the establishment are run that way. And I think you really see that difference in the races like we're having tonight. And I think in terms of the agenda, there's a problem in the Democratic Party where they are funded by billionaire donors, and at the same time, they're trying to represent the working class. And in our opinion, you have to choose between the billionaire class and the working class. It's just impossible to satisfy all of them.
There it is, folks. Democrats were taken over. You brought it on yourself. I can't understand why anyone, especially coming up in this election after our 250th anniversary, would vote for a Democrat for any office. It all starts at the school board, folks. That's where it begins. You get these radical lefties hiring a radical lefty superintendent, pushing communist and socialist theory, anti-US bias, and you train a whole generation to appreciate socialism, something that has killed more people than anything else on this planet, to include disease, famine, war. Socialism has killed more people than anything on this planet, and now you got Democrats voting for it. So with that, patriots, stay strong, don't give up, train like they hate you, because they do. That's the reason I say it every week. They do hate us, but we're going to win. Don't give up. That American fighting spirit is there. We're going to kick their asses out. Until then, we'll see you next week.